Okay, so don't see any on the very top just yet. So maybe we can just take this top layer while removing the plastic. We can see at what level they are. It appears it is impossible for me to avoid being a human sifter and not picking out the little bits of plastic here and there while I'm doing this. So after I put a handful of the light harvested castings, I just take a look through the handful I've got. So if there are any obvious worms in there, I can pull them out. As I am light harvesting and looking through this, I am pulling out worms and also shreds or pieces of plastic or anything questionable and getting it out before I grab the next handful. Like that one. Work on this top layer, the worms are descending through the bottom. Careful to try to get as many worms out so they're not breeding in here. Just lightly brushing that very top layer. So if there's babies in there, they're fine. There will be cocoons and babies hatching while material is maturing. Could be patient and wait for the worms to descend on their own. Instead, handful by handful, I am pulling out the worms and other material, and while I am doing this, the worms underneath are diving lower and lower. I'm light harvesting this top area so the material is getting more shallow and the worms go deeper. As the worms are exposed to the light, they will keep going down deeper and deeper, and as they do go down, they go into that new material which is in their new bedding. So this is the light harvesting part of baiting in downward migration. So all of the worms will be in their new bedding by the time we're done with this light harvesting part. Or it could be really advantageous just to wait until the next day, and most of the worms will have already gone into their new bedding, and this light harvesting part could take maybe 15 minutes, as you will see in some future videos. So in the meantime, I'm having fun playing with all of this material because it just never gets old. I enjoy it. So it's just fun to play with the worms and play in the castings and feel like I'm getting all the bits of plastic out. This is where I'm still being a human sifter, sifting sort of OCD style. So sifting isn't necessary, depends on if you want all of the worms and all of the cocoons to be out of the material so that they don't get transferred over into the garden or giving them to someone who may be unsuspecting and may not want worms in their house plants. So this is how we do some light harvesting while we're doubling up on sifting and baiting worms into the new bedding and their new home, and we'll see how quickly they get this material finished. I'm sure disturb these a little bit. Helps to remind them they want to move downward if they're getting comfortable. Occasionally, while light harvesting, if you agitate the material a little bit and make sure that the wormies aren't real comfortable and have more light, they will go down. Yeah, see, after we disturb them, they change their mind. Decide to dive deeper. They don't need to have a false set of security here. All right, let us go next door. See if any of those worms are able to get in through that screen.